What was your first Grateful Dead show?
Would have been Los Angeles, 1967.
What do you remember about that show that really got your attention about it?
Pigpen.
What about it?
Pigpen stole my heart. I love the Hammond.
Hey, my name's Chuck, and I'm from Dayton, Ohio. And I was in Columbus last night hearing Dead and Company, and somebody told me that the Schwag was over here in Indy, and we came over and checked them out. They're really good. I like them.
And where are you from?
Hi, I'm Michelle Mary, and I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
Great, and is this your first time seeing the Schwag?
It is.
What do you think so far?
They're fucking blowing my face off.
Pulling into greater Chicago here. Chicagoland, which is like, I think it's bigger than like Rhode Island, I think. Massive, just massive Chicagoland. So we're gonna go check into the hotel, and then we're gonna hopefully we meet up with our keyboard player who supposedly lives in this greater Chicagoland. He claims that you can walk to the bar from his apartment. Now, I don't know if it's like, I don't know. I'm very skeptical as to what Dan would say is walkable versus what's not walkable.
Well, you know, we had a couple people sit in, so we did. We had 2 guitars, and then Dan Mulder was sitting in on keyboards. So it was cool when we did the China Rider, had the 2 guitar parts going. But I think it was during Rider, Mulder was playing a keyboard solo, and we really wanted him to burn. So I jumped on one side of him, and Sean got on the other, and we were just feeding him energy to take his solo to another level. Sometimes people sit in with us and they do what they're doing with other bands. They just kind of noodle around a little bit and do enough to say they did and get out, which is fine, and that's kind of an industry standard. But when you're playing with the Schwag, it's time to take it to another level. And so we feed him energy, he feeds it back, fires up the crowd, and we get this reciprocal ball of musical energy, which builds to this big musical catharsis, this release. And I don't know, after the show, he said he dug it too. Sometimes I'm worried we're freaking people out. Like, what do you want? It's like, we want you to go there. So, I don't know, that was my highlight.
With this band, you kind of have there's like a dual purpose because the Grateful Dead had 2 guitarists and piano and keyboards, and so since the Schwag has 1 guitar and keyboard in addition to the bass and drums, there's filling in those keyboard parts, but there's also a sort of element of contributing to what those rhythm guitar parts would be contributing to.
you been driving around with Jimmy?
14 years.
No kidding.
Yeah, started in 2000. Went out one day and was with a couple of buddies. We went and seen Schwag and Cicero's on a Tuesday night. Started pushing music equipment for him. Riding to the shows my own personal vehicle. And just started hanging out with them. Eventually they bought a vehicle and I ended up driving for them. There's been several drivers, but I think I've been the longest for 14 years.
I think he's just looking at girls the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I spend a lot of time, just looking at the girls, checking out the crowd. I danced to a few songs, but yeah, I listened to it all night long, every night.
In one ear, out the other.
Kind of like talking to Jimmy.
What a dick.
Did you say something?
No.
I didn't think so.
I mean, you could do a version of Here Comes the King, the Anheuser-Busch,
Yeah.
and work that into a
Yeah,
jam.
we'll be like in the middle of the Dancing in the Streets jam. Just freaking disco explosion, and all of a sudden, bam, 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 here comes the king. Oh, here comes
Were
the.
you singing a little ditty?
Here's a little ditty about Larry Bird.
Two American Larry Birds growing up with Larry Bird.
Yeah.
When did the pasty white legs part? Is that the chorus?
Oh yeah! Pasty white legs.
Draining threes and fighting.
Yeah.
Choking.
Throwing
Throwing
elbows.
elbows.